Have you ever found yourself in a place where nothing feels enjoyable anymore? Where the things that used to bring you happiness now seem dull? Like someone turned down the volume on the things that used to make your heart sing? If you're nodding along, you're not alone. Not at all. So many of us have been there, feeling lost in a sea of blah. And the truth is, it's a hard place to be. Today, we're diving into why this happens and how you can begin to find your way back to the joy and excitement that once filled your life. Stay with me. It's going to be okay. We're going to do this together. First, let's understand why this feeling happens. Because it's easy to think something's wrong with you when life doesn't feel enjoyable anymore. We can get down on ourselves, judge ourselves harshly, and start to feel like we're the only ones feeling this way. But in reality, it's a natural part of being human. It's a sign, a signal flare that something needs our attention. It could be stress. We live in a culture that's constantly pushing us to do more, be more, achieve more. And sometimes it just catches up with us. Or burnout. Maybe you've been giving so much of yourself to your work, your family, your commitments that you're just plain exhausted. And when we're exhausted, it's hard to find joy in anything. Or it could be the result of long-term emotional exhaustion. We all carry burdens, heartaches, disappointments, and sometimes we stuff them down, pretend they're not there. But they don't just disappear, do they? They linger, casting a shadow over our lives. Maybe you've been caught in the cycle of life's demands, work, family, the relentless scroll of social media, and you're simply feeling overwhelmed. Or perhaps depression has slowly crept in, making it hard to feel anything at all. And if that's the case, please know that you're not alone, and there is help available. Don't hesitate to reach out to a mental health professional. But here's the thing about all of these things. These feelings are temporary. They are not a life sentence. They are a signal that something needs to change. And change can be hard, I know. But it's also possible. And it starts with taking that first courageous step toward feeling better. The first step is to acknowledge what you're feeling. And that might seem obvious, but so often our first instinct is to resist these feelings, to push them away. We're taught to put on a brave face, to buck up, to focus on the positive. But when we do that, when we deny our true experience, we actually give those feelings more power. They fester and grow in the darkness. So, give yourself permission to feel stuck, uninspired, lost. Let yourself say the words, "I'm not okay right now." Grab a journal or sit with your thoughts for a moment. What are you feeling? Where do you feel it in your body? What are these feelings trying to tell you? Don't judge yourself for what comes up, just observe. By recognizing how you feel, you're giving yourself the space to heal. You're saying, it's okay to feel this way, I'm not broken, I'm just human. Remember, you don't need to have all the answers right away, just acknowledging the feeling is powerful. It's a way of saying, I see you and I'm here for you. When nothing feels enjoyable, it can be tempting to hide under the covers and ignore the world. And listen, there are days when that's exactly what we need to do. Give yourself permission to rest. But if that feeling lingers, if you find yourself stuck in a pattern of avoidance, it's time to gently nudge yourself in a different direction. Even if it feels impossible, take one small step to shift your routine. And I mean small. Start your day with a gentle stretch, or drink a glass of water before reaching for your phone. Maybe take 5 minutes to step outside and feel the sun on your face. Simple, small actions create momentum. They remind us that we have agency, that we're not powerless in the face of our feelings. And momentum leads to bigger changes. It's like that first tentative step out of bed in the morning. It might not feel like much, but it's the start of something new. Chapter 4. Step 3. Reconnect with your body. Our bodies are incredible, aren't they? They are so wise. They hold our stories, our joys, our sorrows, and they are constantly sending us signals about what we need. But so often we live in our heads, disconnected from the wisdom of our bodies. When we neglect our bodies, we disconnect from our feelings. We become numb, out of touch. So, let's try something. Try taking a walk, practicing deep breathing, or even doing some gentle yoga. You don't need to do anything intense, just move. Feel the air on your skin, feel the ground beneath your feet. Reconnect with the present moment. By doing this, you're signaling to your body that you're ready to re-engage with life. You're saying, I hear you, I'm here. We're in this together, and slowly, gently, you begin to rebuild that connection, that sense of aliveness. Chapter 5. Step 4. Identify your core values. Ask yourself, what truly matters to me? What are the things that light me up, that make me feel alive? Is it family, creativity, adventure, learning, making a difference in the world? Often when life feels dull, it's because we're not aligned with what we truly value. We're going through the motions, doing what we think we should do, what others expect of us, but we've lost touch with our own inner compass. So, take a moment to reflect on your core values, write them down, really sit with them, and then ask yourself, are you living in a way that honors these values? Are you making choices that reflect what's truly important to you? It's not about doing more. It's about doing what truly matters to you. Reconnecting with your values can breathe new life into your day-to-day routine. It can help you find meaning and purpose, even in the mundane. Chapter 6. Step 5. Try something new. When everything feels stagnant, sometimes the answer is to try something new. To shake things up a bit. To step outside of your comfort zone. And it doesn't have to be big. Maybe it's picking up an instrument you've always wanted to learn, or signing up for that pottery class you've been eyeing, or simply reading a book in a genre you've never explored. New experiences create novelty, and novelty sparks joy. It wakes up those dormant parts of ourselves, the parts that have been longing to play, to explore, to discover. You might be surprised by what excites you again, by what reignites that spark of curiosity. Gratitude is one of the most powerful tools to shift your mindset. It's like a muscle that we can strengthen with practice. When everything feels heavy, take a moment each day to write down 3 things you're grateful for. It could be something as simple as a warm cup of coffee in the morning, a phone call with a loved one, or the sound of birds singing outside your window. It might feel forced at first, but with time, this simple practice rewires your brain to focus on the positive, and in turn it makes space for more joy to come in. It's like we're creating a crack in the darkness, and light begins to pour through. And over time that crack gets bigger and bigger, until we're bathed in the warmth of gratitude. We are hardwired for connection, it's in our DNA, and yet so many of us struggle with loneliness, especially when we're feeling down. But here's the thing, isolation can make everything feel worse. It's like trying to navigate a dark forest without a flashlight. So, reach out to someone, whether it's a friend, family member, therapist, or even a support group. Talking to someone who listens, who truly sees you, can help you process your feelings and remind you that you're not alone. And sometimes just the act of reaching out, of letting someone know that we're struggling, can be incredibly healing. It's a way of saying, I need you, I can't do this alone. Sometimes we need more than just self-care tips to move forward, and there's no shame in that. Our mental health is just as important as our physical health. If your feelings of emptiness persist, or if you feel overwhelmed, seeking professional help is a powerful step. Therapists, counselors, or coaches can guide you through these tough moments and help you navigate your way back to a place of fulfillment. They can provide you with tools and strategies to manage your emotions, to challenge negative thought patterns, and to cultivate more joy in your life. Remember, asking for help is not a sign of weakness, it's a sign of strength. It takes courage to acknowledge that we need support, and it's one of the greatest gifts we can give ourselves. It's okay to feel lost, and it's okay to not have all the answers right now. The journey back to joy takes time, but every step you take brings you closer to rediscovering the things that make life worth living. Remember to be kind to yourself. Be patient with yourself, and trust that you will find your way back to the light. You've got this. If this video helped you, hit that like button, and subscribe for more tips on living a fulfilled life. Take care of yourself.